All right, man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, we back up in there like swimwear, man. Today we're going to be talking about the great underrated, highly underrated Lamberto Bava, son of the great Mario Bava. But tonight, this is his night, where we're going to be talking about three of his later Giallo, Jolly films. But
Three
yeah,
that doesn't get talked about an awful lot either, really, when you
uh,
think about it.
usually
You know,
people are talking about demons
yeah,
or
exactly. Blade
maybe
in the Dark.
maybe maybe Blade in the Dark, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like Argento overshadows him anyway. But working along Argento as his assistant director on so many films, we're gonna show you like later that a lot of that comes out in his films. They are little Argento touches and that. But no, I'm excited for tonight. I've been talking to Kenneth, who's in the chat. I see. We've
Yeah,
been talking all
ultra.
week about this one, so yeah, it should be
Okay.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got ultraviolet hippie says, I love Lamberto Bava. In my opinion, he hasn't made a lot of great films, but I find myself rewatching a lot of his films often, so much so that I consider him to be one of my favorite directors. And man,
yeah,
he
yeah,
makes entertaining films. Like they might not be the greatest, and the performances might not, but there's a charm to them. And it like
yeah,
if
yeah.
the shit's on, I'm watching it. You know what I mean? I'll throw on some. I mean, it's great,
They
man.
got a distinctive feel about them, which I like.
Synth Addict. We got Synth Addict in here. What's going
Hey,
on?
what's up, man?
Hey there, I'm behind on some of these LB movies. Lamberto Bava. Yeah. Have you done a Suave episode? Not yet. I don't.
Oh, it's
No.
coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we will. We will definitely. Uh,
I mean, Cemetery Man, Stage
the
Fright.
sect,
It's coming. Yeah,
stage
yeah.
fright.
I've not seen the sack, but I mean, yeah, we could
Yeah.
cover that.
The church. Uh,
Church, yeah, is another good one. We
yeah.
could because he didn't do that many films. We could kind of do a whole show with
Yeah.
all his horror films, even if it's like
Good.
5 or 6.
And then even throw in all his acting performances.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
did.
that'd be fun. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because he's on a motorbike half the time he's in these films.
Right. Let's see. Ultraviolet says, in my opinion, LamBava is one of Italy's most unsung, underrated, and underappreciated directors.
Yeah,
I find it unfair that seemingly everyone puts his work up against his father Mario's work. There's no comparison. Well, like I know, but that's the thing about it. Like you're always going to be in the shadow of your father. Like you know what I mean,
y-
or
yeah,
when it's like that. But to his credit, man, he was assistant director with his father, and his first gig, to my knowledge, was in 1964 with Mario Bava in a film called The Road to Fort Alamo, a fucking spaghetti western.
right, yeah, yeah.
So he was
That's
20 years old when he was assistant director for his father. And then Planet of the Vampires, 65, Kill Baby Kill, 66, Hatchet for the Honeymoon. I mean, he did stuff, Savage Gringo. I'm just naming a few. Lisa and the Devil, assistant director on that. I mean, Demons, of course, is his big, the
yeah,
biggest
it's
film.
insane. Yeah,
But he's got so many that
I mean, cat.
he's got others. He's got about 10 films altogether, right? As far as I know.
Yeah, yeah. But he was assistant director on Cannibal Holocaust as well,
Yeah,
which not a lot of people bring that up.
yeah, Diodato.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and then you got Inferno, Tenebrae. You can maybe call Shock his film. I think.
I would say it's more his film than it is his father's, for
And
sure.
Inferno,
Yeah.
you could argue that too, because Argento was sick as shit uh, with our Inferno, you know. But you there? Am I gone?
Yeah, didn't he do? I know he did quite a bit. Yeah, Mike, am I gone?
Something's happening.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're good. It's kind of choppy a little bit. Um, hold on.
Is it? I'll turn my phone on. It might be the weather. It might be the weather here.
Yeah, we're good. I think we're good. Hold on. Let me get back to the chat for just a second.
Yeah, yeah.
We got Texas in here. Welcome to the panel of pain. What's going on, man?
What's up,
You got
Tex, man?
you
Yeah.
got the mayor in here. He says I would skip the sect. I don't know, man. I kind of I see it a little different. I know it's not for everybody, but I dug it. I like the sect, man. It's
I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard people. Some people love it. Some people hate it.
Right. We got Danny Dundada in here. What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Let's see. Yeah, see them. Ultraviolet saying he likes the sec. Just
Okay.
saw. Synth Addict says I just saw Suave again in Phenomena last night. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he pops up in everything. Tenebrae, like you say, he's in Absurd, I think, as well on the motorbike. He just at that time, Demons is a big one as well. He's the guy that
Yeah.
hands out the tickets, didn't he, with the mask on?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Ultraviolet saying Shock and especially Inferno are great in my opinion. The underwater scene, yeah, hell yeah. In Inferno is LamBava, and in my opinion, it's amazing. Yeah,
and
man.
There's gonna be an underwater scene that we mentioned tonight as well. Funny enough.
Yeah, I like that scene, but it's not quite on that level, you know. Like if they would have kind of went for it all the way, you know, on that one scene.
Right, I can see what you mean, but
because it don't show any like you know what's happening, but you don't
yeah.
actually. I mean, why didn't they just do a little more and just finish it off, make it proper, man. Get the blood in the water and all that shit. You know,
Was this though? Oh, we'll get into it. I was going to say, was the film meant for theatrical release, but we'll get into all that once it comes.
Right. But yeah, man. So yeah, we got three crazy. All three of these are fucking nuts, don't you think?
They are like fucking bonkers. There's scenes in all three that are bonkers, man. And they're all. It's like what was mentioned earlier with Ultraviolent Hippie in the chat. His films are like they're 7 and 8 out of 10. Some of them, like Demons, with the exception for the 2 Demons films, but you don't get many like 4 or 5 out of 10s with Lamberto.
No,
He's
I
pretty
wouldn't.
consistent, you know.
I can't think of like a really bad Lamberto Bava film.
There's probably some out there, but I've not seen everything. But
right,
most of the ones I've seen are at least
everything
like
I've seen. I at least like. You know?
Yeah.
So, let's see. Ultraviolet says a Suave episode would be great. The films he did after Stage Fright are very artsy and ambitious. Yeah.
I can't wait till we do that one.
Devilfish is hilarious.
That's one I've not seen.
I haven't seen that either.
I
haven't seen that one.
But I would imagine we're going to be doing other shows on Lamberto Bava down the line anyway. So maybe that's one for that, I think.
I guess we can go ahead and get into it, huh? What do you think?
Yeah. What a film start as well.
Yeah, man. So, and this is actually like, I mean, I have this book right here, but so that's the cover art for You'll Die at Midnight.
I love that fucking image.
And that's also our damn logo for
exactly.
An Hour
That's what.
So, I mean, I just love the damn image. It's great.
That is the image you want to see when you like if you're just checking out Giallo for the first time. Right. It's all in that picture. It's all in that image. Exactly what the whole genre is about. You know.
Yeah, man, and it's weird because the name of the film is Midnight Killer, Midnight Horror, You'll Die at Midnight, Midnight Ripper, and To Die at Midnight, and none of this shit's happening at midnight. Like nobody's
right.
Getting killed
Yeah, exactly.
Midnight.
Yeah. Carol Will Die at Midnight is one of the titles as well. It's crazy. This is one that I'll be honest with you. Going back to this, I had a much better time this time round because I know the acting's a little bit dodgy, but I suppose you could say that in all three. It's certainly with Delirium, the lead in Delirium, but
I dug it, man.
I love this film, man.
I like it a lot. I ain't gonna say love, that's a strong word, but I like it a lot. You know, it's pretty damn entertaining.
It's solid. It's like you say, it's more entertaining than.
I'll say this: it's got kind of a Scooby-Doo ending. You know, that's fucking like, all right, motherfuckers, y'all kind of cheaped out a little bit, but
It is the only Scooby-Doo giallo I can think of, really.
Right.
I can't think of any others. Obviously, you've got Happy Birthday to Me, which is kind of like an American
Yeah,
giallo, I
it's
suppose.
kind of like Scooby Doo ending too. Yeah,
It
but
is, yeah, which is what I love about this film is everything that comes, you know, before it as well. It's just fucking insane.
so he directed and produced this, and he wrote it. He co-wrote it with Sacchetti. You know,
Yeah, which tells you, tells you a lot. And most of the stuff Sachetti's like written is usually top notch. I know he kind of like uses a lot of his ideas in different films and like cycles his ideas, but you've got to say he's probably in the top 2 or 3 writers in Italy at the time.
I would say yeah, like him and Gastaldi. Like Gastaldi's my
They're the
favorite,
two.
of
Yeah,
course,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
Sacchetti's right there with him, like in a lot of
Just
aspects.
for all the Fulci stuff as well, just for that alone, he's got to be up there. Like,
Right. But yeah, man. So I guess we'll get into it. So Nicola Levi is the prime suspect of his wife's murder. He was spotted and heard in a fight before her death, but psychologist Anna Berardi and a former lover of Nicola believes it's the Midnight Killer that was assumed dead several years back. She seeks the truth herself, while Inspector Terzi is not interested in theories.
right. And this film starts off with just a bonkers opening as well. Like we can just go through the opening quickly to just
Yeah.
So you've got this Nicola Levy, he's this cop, and he's following his wife.
Well,
And he
he's on
follows her to like
he's on the beat. He's on the
yeah,
beat,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then he sees his wife, and he's like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck?" And he goes checks her out, and go ahead. I'll let you take it.
Yeah, so he follows her into this lingerie shop, and she's trying on all this different lingerie in the dressing room, and then he sees I presume a male figure in there with her, and he
Oh yeah.
kind of loses his mind, and then when they go back there, and he goes back home, and he kind of confronts her about it. It's completely fucking bonkers that
I
scene,
was like, but
It's,
like in my mind at that moment though, I'm thinking, why didn't he just fucking run in there?
yeah, to see who it was, and
Well, just
I
knock the
don't
fuck
know.
out of that dude. Slap the shit out of her and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But some of the dialogue in the scene that when he confronts her is just so funny, man. He starts smacking her around, but she says that he's only with her for her money and all that because she's this really rich, well-to-do, like
No, I didn't
basically.
really look. I didn't look this part up. Is that the same chick that's in Blade in the Dark? Because she
I
looks
don't
like
know. That's
her.
a good
The chick in the
question.
bathroom scene in Blade in the Dark.
It
You know
could
what I'm
well
talking?
be. I'd have to. Yeah, yeah. I know the one you're saying.
I swear she looked like her, man. Like especially like similar kind of wet hair scene. I guess you'd say like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But
it could well be. I mean, if anyone in chat knows for sure.
right, I didn't look that
But
up.
he starts calling her a whore, and some of the dialogue is so funny. Like,
Yeah.
what she says, she goes, yes, I am a whore, but I make it with men who are good in bed and not with a mama's boy who can only do it once a month. I was fucking crying when
I was like,
listening to
what
that.
the fuck? Yeah.
I was hoping you clipped that. I was hoping you would have a clip.
No,
of that.
I didn't.
meant to ask
I
you
can't
that.
clip everything, but I got some
Yeah.
clips tonight. I do got a couple clips for this one in particular, but
Right, tidy. But yeah, we're not gonna go scene for scene, but that early on scene, then she basically stabs him with this ice pick.
yeah,
And he tries to fucking drown her, and he kind of just
in
comes
some
out
dirty
like,
ass dishwater,
yeah, yeah.
right?
It's yeah, you're
Like,
thinking, where's this going? Like, in that scene. And yeah, so basically she ends up having a shower, and then she gets killed by someone like Black Glove type killer, and
and
that's just the opening 5 minutes, man.
right, and
It's great.
it's very psycho-esque shower kill in a way,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
kind of.
It
I'm
is,
sure
yeah.
that's a head nod. Everybody gives a head nod to Hitchcock, right? I mean, shit.
Absolutely, yeah. You've got to go through some of the cast as well before we get on to some of the other scenes, because you've got Laura Wendell, And I don't know what the
Man.
deal is, but she's so hot in Tenebrae, right? She's got this long hair.
Yeah.
In this film, it's like Dirk was saying to me in the week, like she's got this boy's haircut.
Yeah, it's like a
She look,
like a little boy haircut, you know?
yeah,
Like
like almost like a lesbian type haircut. I don't
no,
want
I
to offend
mean,
anyone, but
almost like a
um,
damn Boy Scout kind of haircut, you know?
it
I don't
is
know.
weird. It is weird because she seems to have lost all her ability to act as well. Because I thought she'd done a good job in Tenebrae where she's getting chased by the dog. And
Yeah.
maybe that's her forte where she looks frightened and all that. In this, she seems to sleepwalk through the film. It's weird, man. And
Yeah, I
she
was
does a similar job in Ghost House as well, where she
yeah,
just can't act.
I'm
I'm
not a big
sorry, but
fan. No, you're good, man. I'm just not a big fan of her. I thought she was good in Tenebrae, you know, but
yeah, that's her standout as
maybe
far as
that's
I'm concerned.
Argento fucking getting like, you know, getting on her ass, you know. You better get this shit right.
Well,
Like,
that dog looks like it's really going for her as well. So maybe that
yeah,
had something to do
that's
with
probably
it.
genuine
Probably.
shit, right?
Knowing Argento, he probably
He
upset the
probably
dog.
starved the dog for 3 days.
Yeah, that's what they
It's
used to
like, get her.
do. Yeah, that's what they used to do. But yeah, it's got a really good cast. The music, obviously, Claudio Simonetti is fantastic. I mean, he's
Yeah,
so catchy. I just love. I'm starting to actually now go back and listening to all his soundtracks,
yeah.
and even not just the well-known ones with Goblin.
Mhm.
Some of these like later Giallo,
Solo
they are
shit.
superb,
Some of
man.
his solo stuff as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just superb. And again, I've been talking to Kenneth in the week about all his scores as well, and he's really knowledgeable on all that stuff in the chat he is now. But yeah, some of the synth, amazing. Just don't know where he comes out with all these catchy tunes, but he seems to bring out something all the time.
Ultraviolence says, I like Claudio Simonetti's score for You'll Die at Midnight. In my opinion, it's very fitting.
It is, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The mayor says, Zoinks, Scoob. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I swear, if y'all have never seen this one, I swear to God, it's just like Scooby Doo at the end.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, because we're not going to give everything away, but it's you're kind of scratching your head at times with where it's going. But then we kind of get that reveal. It's okay to say the Scooby Doo reveal, but yeah, it's out there, man. It's out there for this time.
We got the wild guys in here. What's going on? Good evening.
What's up, man?
Yeah, man. Ultraviolent Hippie says, okay, he's talking to somebody. Never mind. Yeah, he agrees. Totally Scooby Doo.
It is, yeah.
Let's see. In my opinion, the domestic abuse scene turned murder scene is a strong start to this film. Yeah, it is. It's like it sets it up, you know, and it's kind of a red herring, but you've seen enough of these films, you're gonna know automatic, right? Like, don't you think?
Yeah, you kind of know it's not him. That
Right.
it would have been too obvious for it to be him, but yeah, it's like I say, the opening 5 minutes just sets this film up really well. You got the cast I mentioned earlier. You've even got Paolo Malco's in the Full Cheese House by the Cemetery. Oh, he's in Private Crimes with Martino, and I think he does a good job as the inspector. And he's got a little thing going on about his missing pipe.
Have you ever seen the? I haven't seen it either, but I'm interested in seeing this film now. It's a nunsploitation film.
Okay.
With Paolo Malco, 1974, and it's called "The Sinful Nuns of Saint Valentine." So,
no, man, I've not seen it, but with a title like that, I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Yeah, I want to check that one out. So,
yeah, for sure.
He was in My Dear Killer, right? Too.
He was in My Dear Killer, and so was
Manhunt.
she. Laura Wendell was in My Dear Killer as well as a young girl.
Yeah. No, I don't know if he was or not. I think I'm looking at Laura Wendell's shit.
Oh right, no, yeah. He was in Watch Me When I Kill. I don't know, like if you've seen that one.
All right. I'm definitely New York Ripper, House by the Cemetery. What most people are going to know him for.
Scorpion with Two Tails. That was a really bad match.
Oh man, that might be the worst Sergio Martino I've seen.
Yeah.
Really? I can't think of another one that's worse.
No, it is by easily as well. But Wendell, yeah, she was in My Dear Killer. She was the little girl in Perfume of the Lady in Black, which I
Yeah.
love.
Mm-hmm.
But even Lamberto Bava pops up for a little cameo at one point. He's like a police photographer. But I didn't know too much about the other people in the cast, mine. There's a few unknowns.
Oh, you
There's
got
one lady,
Valeria de Obisi, right?
right? Yeah,
She was like a stage actress. She's in a film called Killer Cop, and it's alternate titles called Literally the Cop, literally the police hands are tied. So her breakout role was Passion of Love by Ettore Scola. And
okay, yeah.
you ever heard of Eduardo Di Filippo Stage Company? I haven't.
No.
So she's a big stage. She's a psychiatrist in the film. She's big stage actress, but
Yeah. You've got to like kind of get onto like the whole kind of meaning to the film.
oh, we
So
didn't even mention this is his second giallo after Blade in the Dark. So
yeah. It was 5 years after as well. So he didn't go straight to doing a giallo after that. No,
well,
no,
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 it's
that was
like
83, wasn't it?
yeah,
So
it's
it's
3 years. 3 years.
3 years. Sorry, yeah.
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 But you're thinking of something else. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of 5 years in between Delirium and Body Puzzle. I think.
Yeah.
So.
He you've got to say, like we mentioned earlier, so there's a big backstory now with Franco Tribo, who's this serial killer. It's crazy, man, when you think about it. So you've got Laura Wendell. She plays the daughter of the inspector, played by Paolo Malco, I mentioned earlier. She studies criminal psychology, and she's under like a Professor Baradi, who's played. I've got it by. Let me get it straight now. That's Valera Dabica, who plays that part that Dirk mentioned. So he was a serial killer who was known as the Midnight Ripper, which is kind of like no one knows because
And
it's
think
never
about
really
this.
said why.
And think about in this context too. So this is 1986. So the Monster of Florence is in the minds of everybody.
Oh shit! I didn't think of that. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. Yeah.
Like, I think that's what they were making a play off of. Like
Very well. Could be. Yeah.
you know,
Because they say that he was a serial killer and he was kind of a copycat killer as well from this guy from the 1920s who was
right.
Hannibal.
And it's taken the idea because the psychiatrist thinks that this killer, he's supposed to be dead, by the way.
Yeah.
And she thinks he's returned from the grave kind of shit. But it's like more realistic in the way they frame it, But I was kind of thinking maybe they were trying to play off like Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers kind of shit, during
it
that
could
time.
well be around that time. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because I think the big influence for me in this film is Dario Argento, Tenebrae.
Oh, yeah. I was just talking about that one aspect of the killer returning from the grave kind of shit,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think they obviously the popular films at the time, they kind of throw a little bit in here and there.
And you know how they took a lot they borrowed a lot, I should say, from from American cinema, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, they did make it more realistic in this,
There's some great scenes in this, like early on as well, without giving anything away. You've got the woman who's forced out of her car, and then she's chased and stalked in this kind of empty stage theater. That's the Argento thing for me.
Yeah, I put a small clip of that in the intro, at the very end of the intro.
Yeah. So you've got a black glove killer, and you've got the same killer, like the same ice pick being used from the earlier kill. It's insane, man.
I could play a clip of one of the kills that I thought was pretty unique. The thing about Lamberto Bava, I got to give him credit for, is I do think his kills are pretty unique.
Yeah, I do as well. Yeah.
So I'll play one of them right here. So here we go. You'll die, panties.
Please don't touch me.
Quiet, you bitch.
Oh, God, no!
Yeah, that's definitely the Tenebrae nod, because
Oh yeah.
instead of the pages of the book in the mouth, you've got her panties. Yeah, that's a great scene.
Yeah, you'll die with your
There's
panties
loads
in
of
your
good
mouth.
scenes in this. Yeah. But like you say, he's believed to be dead. He was in some kind of mental institution, and there was like a fire which he was suspected of starting himself. But then when he starts popping up, like you say in the film, you kind of get a bit confused, but it is all explained, or kind of explained in the end. And even if you're scratching your head, you've been like
Yeah,
thoroughly entertained, by that.
it's kind of like, well, if I say that film, I think I'll spoil the fucking thing, so I'm not gonna say it. So
Yeah. We won't give like
yeah.
these three. We won't give away any of the
No,
endings.
I'm
and
not gonna
stuff,
spoil shit on these.
right?
But I'll show a couple clips, but I'm not gonna spoil the film. So
That scene is one of the best. I think that and the Fiesta scene are great. You've got the one scene towards the end as well with the girl Monica, one of the friends of the daughter. She's in this hotel, and the killer's got this knife, and he starts stalking her, and she kind of brings out this food mixer to try and fucking kill him with, which is
yeah,
insane.
yeah.
I
I
was
gotta.
laughing my
Well,
ass
since
off.
you mentioned it, I'll go ahead and show it. Shit, here we
Yeah.
go. Like I'm blowing my load here, man. Here we go. Hold on to your seats, y'all. This is gonna be, close to a minute, I guess. Here we go.
You gotta love the way she just
Yeah.
turns her back. And
Yeah, she just gives
resigned
up.
to, like,
She's like, fuck it, and it's like that's what I was gonna say. Like, you'll see this in Lamberto Bava films, man. Like in the Blade in the Dark. There's a scene where a chick's running from the killer, and she can hide behind this solid part of the wall.
right.
But she decides to hide behind the wire where she could be fucking like
Yeah.
he ain't gonna see her behind that wire. And then she gets closer to the wire when he's pulling out his fucking X-Acto knife, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on? Like, I just noticed that shit more in LamBava's films. It's kind of crazy.
They are kind of, yeah. All three of these films got the same kind. Like Delirium's a little bit different with the colors and that, but they've all got the same type of feel to them.
Right.
For me, I know a Lamberto Bava film just by watching, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I can tell. But yeah, I mean, with this film, right? So you've got all the people online, and they're always campaigning for Deodato's body count to be released.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck don't they get behind this one? This one needs. It's not even got a Blu-ray of it. I don't think. No,
I don't think so, man. Like this one, like fuck body count. You know what I'm saying? Like I
like
man.
body count, but
it's okay,
I much
but it
prefer
ain't
this
like
one.
you know what I mean. Like it's whatever, man. Like yeah, I mean I don't know. I think it's the worst performance with David Hess and fucking what's her name? What's her name? I was about to say
Farmer. Yeah.
Mimsy Farmer. I almost said Mia Farrow. Fuck, but yeah, I think that's their worst performance. Shit. But
what do you think the motivation? We're not going to say why or what it is, but what do you think the motivation of the behind the killer in this? With the, I guess they couldn't really elaborate on it too much, but it's kind of supposed to have been something to do with a rape scene, or not a scene, but to do with a rape, and I think they interviewed the killer at some point. I mean, I don't want to give too much away. Yeah, I mean, what do you think
that's
of that?
the weakest part of the film.
I do as well. It kind of
motive.
falls apart a little bit, doesn't it, towards the end?
It's a weak ass motivation, motive, But
yeah.
Ultraviolet says she's not a very good actress, but I like a few films she's in. Talking about
Laura
Laura
Wendell,
Wendell.
yeah.
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 And Texas said, oh, he's talking to somebody. Let's see. Synthetic Ruby Roo, I would have gotten away with this murder if it weren't for you. Yeah. You'll Die at Midnight is available for free on YouTube, everyone, in case you're like me and haven't seen it before. Yeah, it is.
And it's a decent print as well, because that's
Yeah,
how I've seen it.
It's not
Yeah.
bad. Also, Body Puzzle is on YouTube as well. We'll be talking about it later. So,
Yeah.
Synth says Tenebrae is great. Just rewatched that last night as well. Awesome. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
Tenebrae is top
classic.
fucking tier. Yeah. Ultraviolet says the scene where the lady's approached in her car that ends up getting killed in a theater gives me an Argento feel with the music, sets, and cinematography.
It's almost exactly like how
Yeah.
Argento would film that as well.
It reminds me of, in a way, like just opposite. It's like Four Flies in a way.
I can see that. Yeah, definitely. Maybe it's a nod to Four Flies, but
right.
Yeah, he just got, because he has got his own style, even though, a lot of people say he probably does copy a lot of Argento's stuff. But it's going to come across in his work,
I don't know, though.
Being an assistant director, to
you gotta
to
think,
Argento.
his father is fucking Mario Bava, and he's right there with him making films with him.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's times where he had ideas, and I'm sure his father didn't just discredit those ideas.
Yeah, well, I bet Argento discredited his ideas, because Argento wouldn't give credit to anyone but himself.
Right.
But yeah, Lamberto's had to have had input into like Tenebrae and the films, and even the ones Michel Suave as well. Michel Suave's probably had an influence on some of their films.
He did one with was that Duccio? What's his name?
Duccio Tesari?
Yeah. He did one with him too. Savage Gringo. He was assistant director on that one. So I mean, he's been around like several different directors, before he actually started doing his own. But
it's insane when you, like we mentioned earlier, Deodato he's worked with. It's insane.
And that's the same director that did Bloodstained Butterfly, which we covered not too long ago.
Which I love as well. Yeah, go back and watch our streams for. Yeah, we covered a few of his, didn't we? Yeah. But he was assistant on Rabid Dogs.
And he also re-edited Rabid Dogs.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, because it was kind of a lost film, wasn't it, for a while, or certainly not in the version we see now. There was no way available.
There's Kidnapped, and then there's Rabid Dogs.
Yeah. Two different versions. I see CK's in the chat. I think it's CK and maybe Uncle Bill.
Okay. Let's see. How you boys doing tonight? What's going on, man?
Yeah, pretty good, man.
Yeah. Can't complain, man. It's starting to cool down. Enjoying the weather, enjoying the season. Good night.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I don't know if you've got anything else to say on You'll Die at Midnight. I couldn't find a lot about it. A lot of background or anything.
Synthetic says classic Argento style knife glare.
Yeah.
Is
Definitely.
This available on Blu-ray or 4K? I could see.
Neither.
No, it's not.
There's an old DVD. It might even be Italian DVD, but obviously it's got the English dub.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing that's what the YouTube stream or video is up of. But no, you can get that. I think I looked at it on the UK Amazon, and it's like £15 maybe, which I might just like bite the bullet and buy that, instead of waiting. But it should come. I'll be amazed if it don't come out on blue.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Pretty soon.
I'm sure all his shit will get a release eventually.
Yeah.
Ultraviolet says there's a scene right after the clip y'all just showed that gave me a pretty good idea of who the killer is, because they're destroying evidence and DNA. Right.
Yeah, again, I was talking to him back early on in the week about that. It kind of, yeah, looking back on it, it looks obvious. I can't remember what I thought when I first saw that scene, but it is obvious when you look back now.
Well,
With the
like when
technique.
I initially watched it, I just thought, well, I can't say because I'll ruin it. I'll spoil it. I'm not going to do that.
I was gonna say though, this in a way, this he kind of cheats, doesn't he, with what happens towards the end, obviously with the Scooby Doo thing. That's
Yeah,
all I will say. But so it does keep you guessing.
definitely.
But
Yeah, there's no
yeah,
really way to really work it out. I don't think. Which
I
is
don't
kind
know.
of
I can
brilliant in a
see.
way you think
Yeah,
about it. It's kind of cheap way to do it, but it works. I didn't guess who the fucking killer is. I'll put it that way. So, you know.
yeah. But you go back next time you go back
Oh
and
yeah,
you
when you
see
go
that
back,
scene.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Hindsight's
know.
2020,
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, there's not many like there, you can work out a fucking Scream film pretty easy. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
god, yeah. That's the trouble with those films.
But
Yeah. But like you say, it works in the context of the film anyway, because it's just a good time. It's just a really
yeah,
entertaining, kind of
this
cheesy.
ain't to be like held in regard like and like we didn't even touch on this. So Lamberto Bava is not even a fan of the genre. Like which blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, man, that surprised me.
Like
Yeah,
he loves more of fantasy type uh,
right.
films, like demons and
Yeah.
supernatural horror, shit like that. That's his vein. He says he says he's like repugnant at seeing a woman get stabbed on screen. So I was like, just like
I was
he
amazed
thinks
when you
it's
told me that, man.
makes him want to vomit or whatever. Like I was like, what the fuck, man? This is crazy. But
Yeah,
it's what it
considering.
is.
Yeah,
So
considering the
he's
three
getting
films
paid
he
and
did.
he can do it. Um, but yeah,
So he's
man.
kind
So
of like a director for hire type thing.
director
Do you
for
think?
hire. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
his favorite, you know. But I kind of can see that it in a way shows to me, in my opinion. So, like compared to
Um,
other directors. That's just me though. Like I can not knowing that and then watching his films, I can kind of see it a little bit. Like, I don't know.
like in what?
Some of the choices of the victims
I was
to
gonna
me.
say in what
You
way?
know.
Because you like, do you think that he doesn't go 100% for it, or he's kind of holding back, or like kind of what way do you think?
Well, what I'm saying is like the choices the victims make. It seems almost slashery in a way.
Okay,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
They're kind of stupid. Like they're more stupid than a lot of characters. I'll put it that way.
yeah. I think that's just his style and his
Right. It's
you
kind of
know,
hokey, silly, but I dig
yeah.
it. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's entertaining as hell. It's just different. So
I'm trying to think like A Blade in the Dark is probably his more serious Giallo because
yeah,
none of these three tonight you
but
can say are
even
serious.
but even it's kind of, and I think these are supposed to be serious. Like you know, like
Do you really? I don't
I think
know.
I
I
think
don't know.
not delirium, maybe not delirium, but I think definitely body puzzle. Like I really do. Yeah,
I can probably see that more than,
yeah.
but the Delirium is just so sleazy and yeah, which will come on to now, man. It's just a
Right.
trip. That
Uh,
film's a trip, man.
CK says Duccio is UB's nickname. The fuck? Damn. What the hell? Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion on the thing. I think he's more like just reading about what he likes, what he's into. Quotes from him on the shit. Like he was really more into the supernatural fantasy type. Uh and he shines like in that when he's able to do that.
I mean, like when we come on to the end like of this, we can kind of rank or what we think the best film out of these three is and go in order.
Right.
But would you say any of these are close to like Demons and Demons 2 level?
No.
No, they kind of just come. They kind
Maybe
of just
Demons
fall
2.
behind.
Maybe Demons 2.
Oh, I don't know. I love Demons too.
I would say Delirium is probably, well, I just gave it away. Delirium's probably my favorite.
Delirium's your favorite.
Of these three for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably
Even
say
though I
the
had
same.
fun. Yeah. Even though I have fun with all three of these, and I would own all of them. So
Yeah, Delirium's just slightly above, I think. But the other two, maybe. Yeah, we'll come on to like ratings and that. What was that's the thought? What was the rating on Your Die at Midnight? What would you give that 8 to 10?
You'll Die at Midnight. I'm gonna give it a fair 6.5 out of 10.
See, I'm kind of like almost with you. I'll go as far as to give it a 7.
Yeah,
It's
only because of the end though, and some of the story don't really work. You know, like if you think,
oh right, yeah, that don't bother me because I just think it's cheese, man. When I first saw it, it was a 6, but it's really gone up. I like it a lot now. Watching it this week,
yeah,
and
okay.
who knows, like could go higher eventually as well.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody in the chat, man, and
Absolutely, yeah.
y'all think about it. You know, do the thing and do the thing and do the thing. You know, I'm always fucking this up, man. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Maybe.
We back up in there like swim.
All right, that's enough of that. Sorry.
Easy, man.
Damn like button was acting up, so you know. But anyway, can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you was going to say something.
No. I thought something was going on there. I was like,
No, I was reading the comments. That's all.
Okay. Let's see. Synthetic says, I just saw Body Puzzle stars Joanna Pacula. Very nice. Liked her since The Kiss from 1988, but not the movie. See, I don't think I've seen The Kiss, but I do. The thing I remember her the most was like Tombstone and Marked for Death. She plays Big Nose Kate.
Yeah.
Plays Big Nose Kate in Tombstone. Doc Holliday's old lady in the movie.
Oh, okay. We're going to come on to her anyway for a little bit
Right.
because,
she's pretty. She's decent. Like she was a model, you know. Like, well, we got to get to that film, but you know,
I was going to say her dialogue is a little bit, to be desired. But
Ultraviolence says, I'll give You'll Die at Midnight a strong 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. In my opinion, it's badly in need of a Blu-ray.
I completely agree. I can't argue with the rating either, really. Even though you're slightly above me, but I know you've seen this film loads of times, so yeah, I know he's a massive Lamberto fan, as he said before.
The mayor says, like and subscribe. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Get the old lycanthropy going. But I saw someone say that last night on Katie of the Night's live stream. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Joanna Pacula is in the second Warlock. Yeah, I've seen her in that too. And she was I'm gonna get off her. I just gotta say this one thing. So she had a fling with Roman Polanski, and that's how she got her big break in this film called Gorky Park.
Oh shit! Never.
Yeah.
She is stunning, man. I will see.
She's got them blue eyes that like pierce and shit, you know.
Yeah.
She was a supermodel for Vogue magazine and shit. So
before talking of big movie stars, leading ladies,
we're
gonna be coming on to one now, man. That is just insane.
Yeah, we'll get into it. So we'll get into La Photo di Gioia.
Yeah.
And I fucked all that up, butchered, you know.
Oh man, it's
like a proper American should do, you know. But Delirium, man. Photos of Gioia or Gloria or whatever the fuck, man. Here you go.
This is fucking great. I'm gonna say that straight away.
It is.
I love this film, man.
It's really bad, but good at the same time.
It is. It's
High production, very, very colorful, right? Like
you've got
this
the
might be
blue
his
and the
biggest
red.
budget. I haven't looked it
filters.
up, but this might be his biggest budget film. You know,
I think it was actually because I did
Okay.
see the interview with him. Yeah, which
Right.
makes complete sense.
And you got
Um,
the screenplays written by Gianfranco Clarisi. The same dude did New York Ripper and
yeah.
what other ones I'm missing? I don't want to say the wrong shit, but I know New York Ripper for sure.
Oh no, he's popped up on a few. I haven't got them all written down at the moment,
Right.
but I think this was written by Luciano Martino was part of the writing as well to this. Sergio's brother.
Right. But yeah, so a former sex symbol, Gloria, or Gioia, however you want to say it, if you're watching the Italian version.
We'll call it Gloria, I think.
Yeah, we'll go Gloria, I guess.
Yeah.
Has become owner of an adult magazine, Pussycat, and is being sent photos of her beautiful models dead in an odd display with her old sexy pictures in the background. And by the way, I left this part out. I kind of fucked up, but so she got the magazine because of her late husband. So she probably married. I'm guessing she married like a 90-year-old dude, and he died, and she got his shit. Some shit like that. Some Anna Nicole Smith story or something. You know?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. This one you've got the music by Simon Boswell, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
He's responsible. He does the music in Phenomena, Stage Fright, The Church, Demons 2.
Right.
Seriana Grande. Wow, what can you say about her?
She's not a very good actress, but she got her breakthrough because of Tenno Brass, the film called Miranda.
Right. Yeah.
Back in 1985. So she was real popular. Like she was like the most paid Italian actress in the 80s, maybe in the 90s too. But I know it.
She was a huge star. Yeah, at the time this film was being made.
Right.
And I think Dirk said before we come on air that this film is kind of there to showcase.
This was her vehicle
as an acting talent, which fails completely miserably, but it works in other ways.
Yeah, this was her vehicle to be taken more seriously as a serious actor,
should we say? Yeah.
And like, holy shit, nah, just didn't work.
She is awful acting, but it kind of works for the film. But the best way I can describe it is this film is just a showcase for her tits. That's all. Like basically, this film is a showcase for, and it's a wonderfully bad performance, but it's great.
What would you say?
At the same time, you know,
would you say that because in case y'all don't know, would you say that she's better in this or in Anthropophagus?
Oh man, I wouldn't say she's good in either, to be honest. But she's certainly got more screen time in this one.
Yeah, she's pregnant. She's pregnant Maggie in
yeah.
You know,
I mean, if you want to see her pretty much naked all the time, it's so sleazy. This film is fucking great, man.
It is.
It just like bombards you with like topless shots. You've got Sabrina. I don't know how famous was Sabrina famous over there in America, Dirk, at the time? Because she was a pop star at one point as well as a model.
Yeah, I don't remember that shit.
So haven't you heard the song Boys, Boys, Boys?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man, if you get a chance, everyone in the chat, if you get a chance, Google that Top of the Pops performance in the UK, and you'll see her dancing about on stage singing that, trying to keep her top up where her tits are gonna fall out all the time. It's great. You got Dario Nicolodi. She turns up in this as Evelyn.
Nicolodi. I mean, she's great all the time. All the time.
There's no bar that's low for her. She's just reaches that point, did she? Yeah. Sorry, Dirk, go on.
No, she's good, man. She's hardly spoken about. You know what I mean? She is underrated of the Giallo scream queens, of horror scream queens, period. I would say, man, she's got one of the best screams. Her fucking acting abilities, top notch.
It's off the fucking chain, yeah.
Not to mention she fucking co-wrote Suspiria. So, you know.
Yeah. And she does showcase that scream at one point in this film. She's just like you say. What can you say about Dario Niccolodi, man? But you've got a decent cast in this. You've got David Brandon. He was kind of the director in Stage Fright, where he's directing, the play that goes on.
Yeah, he played Peter, the director. But like,
yeah,
I've never seen. Have you seen Caligula, the Untold Story?
I've not, but I've seen bits of it, and I know he was in it. Yeah,
he is Caligula.
Yeah. He's very famous. Was he British? I believe, wasn't he? Is he British?
I believe so.
I should know that.
Yeah, you should know that.
Yeah, exactly. But he was in Beyond Darkness, not to be confused with Beyond the Darkness.
Beyond the Darkness, right?
He was in Scarlet Diva with Asia Argento.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so he's popped up in a few. You've got George Eastman, who plays Alex. He plays the boyfriend type of Gloria.
Yeah. Luigi Montefiore.
That's he's known as both, really. Yeah. He was in Stage Fright, Absurd, Porno Holocaust, Anthropophagus, Rabbit Dogs, Baba Yaga. Insane, like, body work. But he only plays a bit part, didn't he, really?
Didn't he write? He wrote both Anthropophagus and Absurd, the screenplay.
Yeah, he's got tons of writing credits as well. He's like, he was one of these, that's just like kind of core of all these directors. They all knew each other, they all wrote together, and he was kind of in there with all them. And he pops up in stuff you wouldn't believe,
Right.
Yeah, where'd you start with this one, man? With the opening, it is crazy. That same track as well on the opening is so catchy, man. It just
would you say? Yeah, it is. Would you say that this is LamBava's most bizarre film?
Yeah, as far I can't think of anything more bizarre than this. It's certainly his most sleaziest.
I think it's like a very sleazy, updated, kind of similar version of Blood and Black Lace, only because of the theme, like
with the models. Yeah.
Well, it's the whole destroying of beauty, right? Theme,
right?
That's in Blood and Black Lace, and that's definitely, definitely.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to just like I'll just mention the opening scene to try and give people a taste of the film. So it starts off with his photographer Roberto. And he's taking these sleazy photos of all these naked models. And again, this is in the first minute. You see all these naked topless.
It looks like a fucking video, like a music video almost, right?
Yeah, it almost looks like the Playboy Mansion as well.
Yeah, it looks like a music, like a very after dark music video, I guess.
Right, yeah. Like
but in the daytime.
And there's plenty of softcore in this as well, which is surprising for like Lamberto. But so you've got Gloria. She's his former model and former porn star, by the way, as well, which is revealed later on. Mm-hmm. And she runs this Pussycat magazine. You got Calzini, the guy, one of the young guys from Demons. Mm-hmm. He plays this paraplegic. And it's weird because he's like this fucking pervert, and he's always perving on her.
It's like a pervy version of Jimmy Stewart from Rear Window.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Yeah, it's probably a nod to Hitchcock in a way, but with fucking sleaze involved as well.
Yeah.
But he stumbles, because he's always watching, like he stumbles upon the murder of her friend in the opening, which is great, by the way. So Dirk said she was married to this guy called Carlo. He was killed in like this car accident. Kim is her friend, and she leaves there, doesn't she, late at night, and the killer, and it involves this pitchfork to the stomach. And,
well, speaking of that, I'll go ahead and I got a little clip of that, so we'll go ahead and go with it. Here we go. Yeah, so like that's what the killer that's something we didn't mention either though. Like the killer, he's like hallucinating, I guess, and then like every time he's seeing somebody from his point of view, you got the fucking giallo colors pulsating and shit,
Yeah.
right?
You got that same track going, which is great
Yeah.
every time.
Right. And I had to clip that up, so we don't get copyright, but
Right. At first, when I first saw this, I was thinking, what the fuck is, with the eye, and we'll come
Yeah.
on later with the B scene as well with Sabrina. But I was like, what the hell's going on? But I guess that's kind of because he's so psychotic, the killer. That's how he sees his victims.
People slam the shit out of, like, giallo enthusiasts went to go see this in the theater, and they were laughing their ass off. They slammed the fuck out of this movie.
Man, I don't get that at all.
And that's coming from like Italy, right? I don't know. I mean, it almost feels like it's I don't know. I don't live in Italy, but I definitely know like any of people that we know, like they love this fucking movie, or they at least like it.
What's not to love, man?
Right.
I mean, like being a red-blooded male as well, that helps because you get a lot of naked women.
But the film critics, they were brutal, and this didn't do well. They lost a lot of fucking money.
So this played theatrically then, did it, Dirk?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, that surprises me because I can see why people at first wouldn't know how to take it with take certain parts of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised Dirk loves this as much as he does because I kind of got like an Arabella feel to it for me. I know you hate that.
It's not
you
for
seeing
me.
that?
I don't see that because I mean
sleeves-
it has the nudity, but like the Arabella shit is just like it goes a little farther. You know what I mean?
But it's got in terms of the TV feel like to it.
Yeah.
That reminds me a lot of it.
Yeah,
and the sleeves as well. But I mean, yeah, it's like awesome way to open the film. That scene.
I think everybody does a great job except Serena Grande.
She can't act, can she? But in her defense, I don't think she's there for the acting.
Well, she was though. That's
but
didn't
they realize after like
the
first, filming the first few scenes that she just wasn't up to it, man.
Bava was, saying that she didn't want to do any nude scenes, and like he said, she was hell, like that she this was supposed to be her serious role. This was supposed to be her. She was going to be taken more seriously, kind of deal. Like,
yeah.
And no, it just didn't work out. So
she kind of sleepwalks her way through the film. It's weird. And it only works in, like you say, the nude scenes and all the sleaze. But her acting is terrible. But I will say it does kind of add to the film for me. The enjoyment of the film is so bad.
But could you imagine 87 though, right? Like, I don't know. But
can you imagine this being your big showcase and then you put in
this is supposed to put you over to the next level, right?
Yeah.
To get more mainstream films, to get bigger projects, and they're like, okay, well, this didn't work out.
I wonder if it failed in the theaters as well because it's kind of like a softcore porn. It pretty much is like half like giallo, half softcore porn. So I wonder if that didn't help, on the viewing figures.
Right. But did you notice the older lady, Flora, that's got the Rival? She's the Rival magazine, but she used to work like Gloria's Gloria used to work for her, Flora.
Yeah, right? She's trying to buy the company, and she there.
Now that her name is Cappuccini, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
And she was like an international superstar actress. And I was reading a little bit about her backstory. She fucking killed herself, man. In 1990, jumped out of her she was on the 8th floor in her apartment. And
holy fuck, man.
Yeah, she was dealing with depression and shit. I think she was only like 62 when she did it. So
Yeah, she was a big star, I think, as well. Like,
yeah, she worked with John Wayne in a movie called North to Alaska. She was opposite of John Wayne, and yeah, she Atrocious Tales of Love and Death. Have you ever heard of that, Jello?
Yeah, that's a Giallo. I'm trying to think of the director to that. It's a well-known Italian
Sergio
director.
Carbucci.
Cabucci, that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got it. It's called Giallo. What's the title you got there?
it's Atrocious Tales of Love and Death,
Yeah,
1979.
it's also called Giallo Napolitano. So Giallo in Naples. It's one I've always wanted to see, but it's kind of got comedy elements to it, I've heard.
And she was a former fashion model before she became an actress.
I can see that. Yeah.
So
Even though she's older, you can see like she definitely had her day. You know,
Right.
It was nice back in the day.
but I thought that was pretty sad. You know, she killed herself. She like suffered from bipolar depression.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and that's sometimes going back to these films, and it kind of bums you out a little bit.
Yeah,
you know,
she
'cause
did a great job in
Yeah.
her role.
Oh man, classy, I'd say, as an actress.
Yeah.
You can tell she adds a little bit of class to the proceedings. We've got to mention the Inspector Corsi, who's played by Lino Salim. And he's the guy very memorable from the Two Demons films. He's kind of like a slight Stallone lookalike. That's the way I look at him anyway.
Oh yeah. I
Um,
know who you're talking about. I've seen him in several. I can't think of
Well,
what would be his big hit.
He plays the punk in Demons, one of the punks
Okay.
driving the car, and then he plays a security guard in Demons 2.
But he's been in some other shit. I just can't place what it is.
Yeah. Let me just have a quick look.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't.
He's been in Demonia and The Sweet House of Horrors from Fulci.
Okay.
They're
I've
the
seen
two. I haven't got everything written down, but they're
I
the
thought
two.
I'd seen him in something else, but he kind of reminds me of Flavio Bucci in a way.
Okay, I can see that a little bit. Yeah.
Like they could be related or something, you know. Like I don't.
I just always think of Rocky every time I see him. Like he could have gone as like a Stallone double at that time.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's in the film. I think I think they were thinking of that to a certain degree. But he plays the inspector. Yeah, he's great. For what he does,
Yeah.
But the big one for me is, like we mentioned earlier, is Sabrina and her death scene, should we say? So she's this model. She turns up. I think it's Tony Tony, which is Gloria's brother. He's doing this photo shoot with Sabrina, and it's fucking great, man. They end up having this fucking like sex scene that he just can't get it up. He's impotent.
Yeah, impotent. Yeah.
And let's just say her death scene is really memorable.
Right.
I don't know if you didn't clip that one.
Yeah, I didn't get no clips from that.
That's
one.
okay. So you've got the killer dressed as a beekeeper.
Yeah.
And then he kind of goes into an apartment or a place and sets a load of bees, like a swarm of bees on her. It is fucking brilliant.
Well, he cuts all the straps.
I think it's like one of the standout scenes.
He cuts the straps to the shutters
yeah.
so you can't open the windows and shit, right? So,
and I think the perfume she's wearing attracts the
like
bees.
a pheromone
He even puts,
or some shit, right?
Yeah, doesn't he put like honey on her or something as well? Which like it's kind of brutal if you think about it. And then of course he does his calling card where he basically takes photos and then leaves them and ends up sending them to Gloria, so she can see.
Let me catch a chat.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Synth Addict says, "Good bad can be very good in its own way." Yeah,
it is. Yeah, certainly in this one. Yeah.
Yeah, but bad is never good.
Boring bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't mind bad entertaining, but it's when they're boring.
There's some shit that's just on a whole level, another level of bad, boring, bad, right? Like
not too many Giallos though. Really,
no.
I don't know many of them that are boring on that.
No, I could there is.
I mean, there's a case for a lot of them being bad, but in a great way. Like
Police Blunder in the Dark comes to mind. That's
I love that one. See, I really like that one a lot.
You like that one?
Yeah. No one likes it. I don't
But
think.
anyway, I don't want to stray off.
No, I was going to say I don't
Oh.
think Chris C like. I think he's seen that. He didn't like it as much as me either. A lot of people don't like that one.
Killer is 1 of
but
13 sucks too. That's bad.
That's one that Chris C actually likes.
Yeah,
but I
one's
couldn't.
bad.
I can't. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
fucking horrible.
Can't get behind that one.
Ultraviolent Hippie says the risque nude photos of Serena Grande in the opening credits sets the tone for the entire film. Yeah.
Yeah, and wasn't they? I think maybe Kenneth can like say about this one. Well, I think they were supposed to be more graphic, and like they kind of toned it down.
They probably
I'm
had
thinking,
to.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion, LamBava teased the sleaziness of Delirium and You'll Die at Midnight, but Delirium is on another level. Yeah.
It really
sure.
is. It's yeah. It stands alone, I mean.
I mean, I guess he realized that, because like I said, man, this was supposed to be her breakout film, like to go to the next level, and then they realized, well,
it's not going that way.
Like you said, let's just amp up the sleaze fest in this shit,
That has to be what's happened. Yeah.
Right. Synthetic says Delirium also on YouTube. Search Delirium 1987 full movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, man. I'm expecting my order from Vinegar Syndrome this week. I can't wait to watch their 4K release of Delirium. I will get that release for sure, but I'm gonna wait. I kind of wait now for things because I don't think that's gonna sell out. But I keep my eye on shit.
I haven't ordered it. I was gonna wait, but I think I'm gonna cave in at the end of the month when they do their sale. I'll probably end up ordering it then because it's a must for me. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'll get it, but I'll wait. For me, it's which one I can wait on because I do have this release is fine, to be honest. It's not a bad release. The Kino.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't have a ton of extras. It's got some interviews. That's about it. But Ultraviolent says, in my opinion, Delirium is LamBava's most trippy giallo film visually because of the lighting and killer's hallucinations. Yeah, and that's what we were saying at the beginning. I think it's his most bizarre fucking movie. Period. Like, in that right.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's kind of hard to explain it as well. It's just fucking off the wall, man.
Okay, he's saying Ultraviolent saying, in my opinion, The Torturer might be LamBava's sleaziest film.
Yeah,
It's his first film that was shot digitally. Oh shit. Okay.
That's 2005. I remember him saying that to me. Yeah. So I mean, I've got it up there now in the stack. So I'll definitely, hopefully, we'll come on to cover him again, and we'll include that one.
Yeah. We got Russell in the chat, man. What's going on, Russell?
What's up, Russell, man?
Says evening, Dirk, Darren, and chat fam. Hell yeah. He says Lucio Fulci's Murder Rock. I liked.
I love that one. Yeah.
I think we recommended that one to him because he said he said somebody was going to check it out. I don't know. I could be mistaken. But Ultraviolent says Delirium Photos of Gioia was originally supposed to be an Argento film, but he didn't like the direction that the script was going, so he stepped aside.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
But that kind of makes sense. But yeah.
Synthetic says George Eastman acting was hilarious and absurd in Anthropophagus. He also wrote 2020 Texas Gladiators and that post-apocalyptic 80s trend. Yeah, he wrote a ton of shit, man. Ultraviolent Hippie, the code red blue completely removes said photos from the opening credits.
There you go, yeah.
But they're included on the Shriek Show DVD. Ah.
That's right, as an extra, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Going back to that comment from Symphatic, George Eastman completely, I think, I wouldn't say it's hilarious, but he's got to kind of go over the top with playing the killer he does in those films.
Playing Mikos and Wortman.
Yeah. But he's surprisingly like a decent actor, like in general, when he's just not doing the mad killer thing.
Yeah, he's a pretty damn good actor, I think.
I think
especially in Rabid Dogs and shit. And
I've not seen any of his porno work, but that could be completely different with them. But there is a scene I want to mention to you, Dirk, that I was kind of confused. So there's a dream sequence, right?
Yeah.
So Mark attacks Gloria with some kind of light,
Like a
that's
flashlight.
that's what it was it? I couldn't make
It's
out
like
what it was.
it's like one of those things that you like a air traffic controller, like on an airport.
Okay, yeah, I
You know?
I was confused, man. I didn't know
Like
what
one
it
of them
was.
things like that you like waving in a plane in the night, or
Right. Okay,
you know what
that
I mean?
makes sense. Yeah. Because
Right.
at one point he tries to do something with that as well. Or
Oh, he does something with that
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
dream, right?
And then she wakes up. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So like the way I like to think is that they get married, have kids, and live happily ever after. You know. So
Yeah, well, that ending is bizarre.
it's
I
fucking
know
weird.
it's completely fucking bizarre. Yeah, yeah.
Or no,
That final shot, we won't
that's
give
what it
anything
is.
away, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fucking-
People gotta watch that final shot and like
Right.
I don't know what people would make of it or
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Yeah.
you've got the scene as well in the fucking like shop department store, which is great. Where Tony, her brother, introduces Gloria to Susan, his new girlfriend, I presume. And then Gloria ends up getting taunted by the killer, and they even say she's going to die over the tannoy, like the PA system and all that.
Right.
And you think the killer's got like a woman's voice. So, I'm not going to give everything away, but that's kind of the indication we got at that point. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, you got the Daria Nicolodi scream when she finds the dead body of the one woman in the car. That's another sequence scene.
This there's another film that's similar that you could go ahead and like do a double feature with this one. It'd be nothing underneath, 1985.
Okay, yeah, Vanzina film, I think.
Right.
Too Beautiful to Die as well would make a triple feature if you think about it.
Yeah.
With the
'Cause,
models.
I mean, they're same tone. Like they're all sleeves. Shit,
yeah.
you know, So
They two we're gonna cover. We have to cover them two at one point as well.
right.
But yeah, like I say, we've gone a little bit. Don't want to give anything away with the ending. But it is glorious. It is great.
Yeah. Yeah, but
and the whole
Mark, he wants Glory's glory hole, big time.
I was gonna say, don't you find that weird, man? The whole motive, like, without giving too much away.
The motive?
But
Oh,
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
But man, it's always some weird shit going on, right? Like in these.
It completely it's as if they didn't know how to end it or how to like bring a different kind of story to a different story type thing to it, because this one just comes completely left field and I was scratching my head. But who knows, man? This is why we love these
It's
films.
not the strongest part of the film, I'll say that.
No, none of the endings really, or certainly the first two endings have been great, but it's all the stuff in between is like glorious, I would say.
Yeah.
But it is bizarre. People go and watch the ending; it's completely bizarre. Just looking there at my notes, but it is such a stylish film, isn't it? With the atmosphere, it's kind of unique, I would say.
This took 10 weeks to shoot, so
okay,
he wasn't restricted on a time limit. He had like a very big budget, and I mean,
I think I can see that. To me, it's like really well done. I mean, he knew, like you say, with the Serena Grandi character, they just know that this wasn't going to be fucking another Tenebrae or, anything to that level. But yeah, he did have a lot of time and definitely had his biggest budget, I believe, for this one. Yeah. It was made for cinema, but like Lamberto Bava was saying, they often show it on TV over in Italy, sometimes 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
I always wondered, like, do they play it cut,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine. Um, but he also said a funny thing. He said that this film has got a lot of suspense and it's not too extreme. And he said that's why it plays well on TV. So I don't know. I was confused by that because this would be like some Cinemax shit, wouldn't it? Like late at night or something. You couldn't
Maybe
put this on.
Maybe all the nudity's cut though. I don't know. I don't know how it
Yeah.
is in Italy though either. So
Well, they're not like I know Germany is the place where they just fucking France as well.
France as well.
They show all that shit, man.
Right.
But this was one of the first soundtracks that used authentic stereo sound, which was like certainly in Italy anyway at the time. And he said there's a lot of sound effects that go into the soundtrack as well, which makes it kind of unique. But it's really, if you go back and listen to it, it's great. I don't know if it's on record or album or anything. Maybe Ultraviolet Hippie knows that. I'd love to play this soundtrack over and over, man. Did you know his son as well, Fabrizio, Lamberto's son, was actually assistant director on this film as well?
Okay.
Yeah. Because at the time he was, I don't know if he went on. I didn't actually go back and see his credits, but Lamberto was saying he was going to go on and make his own film, and I haven't heard nothing about that after. But I thought that was kind of interesting to have 3 or 2 generations of the Lamberto Bava family.
Right.
So it keeps going and going, you know.
Synth Addict says George fits the tone of those movies, which are already pretty wild, but
yeah,
he still made me chuckle. Yeah. I give Ultraviolet says I give Delirium Photos of Gioia a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. In my opinion, it's a sleazy good time.
Yeah. Right. So, we'll come on to ratings. And what would you give it?
Ultraviolet says I believe that LamBava's the one who said that you can show nudity on Italian television, but no penetration. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That works. All right. Yeah. Go on. Ratings.
Well, I got to give this one. I'll give it a solid. I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay. For me, it's an 8. Like it's
okay.
It's one of my favorites. Like again, you can't take it too serious, but yeah, I mean, I can imagine playing this regular, man.
So let me ask you this: what's your favorite Lamberto Bava? Because I'm pretty sure it's not the next one we're fixing to talk about. So, but not to say that that's a bad film. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure it's not the top. You know.
That's a good question. I would say is my favorite giallo of his is obviously A Blade in the Dark. My favorite film of his would possibly be Demons 2, but Demons is kind of not far behind. So
for me, it's absolutely Demons. There's no denying, like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like,
I would have said that about 10 years ago as well, but I just kind of Demons.
But I don't look at Demons 2 like that. I think I've told you before. If I start watching Demons, I automatically got to put on part 2 right after that.
Oh God, absolutely, yeah.
So I can't. I don't even separate them. Like in my mind, like they're like one film together. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's a good 3 hours as well, man. To watch those 2.
Right.
But I'd say Blade in the Dark is his best giallo. But these 3 are all just entertaining. Whereas that's more straight, like I said earlier.
And I don't think too many people like talk about these for sure. You know,
they don't at all, man.
Maybe Delirium they talk more about, but
I was gonna say Delirium I've only seen like first time in the past year or so.
Yeah.
I've done it for I did it for the Gizmo stream the one night. And
damn, okay.
It was one I just completely held off for a long time.
I've seen this a while back, so
you were before me easily,
right?
But now it's gonna be.
That's surprising, really.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it was. I just kind of held off. I don't know if it's a Randy Grande thing or, but now it's going to be I'm going to be playing this 2 or 3 times a year easily, man. So it's going to be one of my new favorites.
Let's see. Ultraviolence says my favorite film from Lamberto Bava is Macabre. You'll Die at
Ooh, that's a
Midnight
good
and
one.
Delirium are in my top 10 favorite films from LamBava, though. Yeah, Macabre, I dig it a lot too. I mean, it's New Orleans setting. I live in Louisiana, so it's like it's
film is
it's fucking bizarre too. But I think Delirium beats it on bizarreness. So
it's dark as well, Macabre, and a really fucking dark film.
Yeah.
I always kind of get that mixed up with Beyond the Darkness, Joe D'Amato. They kind of go hand in hand to me as well, them 2 films. But Macabre, that's a good choice, man. That's a good choice.
Yeah. Synthetic says Demons 2 the next day.
The next day, yeah. Like Porky's sequel.
And then Synth says, good fun all. Thanks for the stream and chat. Bye for now. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming by. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I met Synth through Alpha Romero, matter of fact. So
okay, cool, man. Yeah.
He has a channel as well, so y'all check his stuff out.
Awesome channel, yeah.
Yeah.
All things George Romero and zombies and all that, yeah.
I'm talking about Synthetic too. He's
I've not seen Synthetic. I don't.
He's really into synthesizer music and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nice, man. Nice.
He does it. He creates, pretty cool.
Does he create soundtracks or anything, or does he do stuff for?
I'm not real sure. I've seen him with Alpha Romero though.
Oh, okay. Nice, man.
Let's see. Ultraviolence says, could Beyond the Darkness versus Macabre be a potential versus stream?
I would say perfect fucking stream. That would be. That would probably split people as well. I presume. Well, who would you? I think you would go for Beyond the Darkness, wouldn't you? Being like nostalgic for you as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so nostalgic. It's the very first Italian film I ever saw, and I can't remove it from the mind of seeing it. Like, because at the time when I saw it, I was just like, "This is the most disgusting shit I've ever seen in my life."
It still is, man.
I was very young watching Beyond the Darkness, but I knew it as Buried Alive. So
for me that would be. I'd have to go back and rewatch both of them again.
Yeah,
because I'm kind of.
That's a strong argument.
Yeah, I'm similar.
I don't know too many people. Yeah, I was like, we would have to find the right people for that one, though, because there's not. I don't think a lot of people would, maybe people we know, but like, a lot of people.
Yeah, I think we could probably get another 4 people in on that. But
right,
yeah, man, maybe that will be coming. Yeah, we'll look into that.
Yeah, I'm Team Macabre all day. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Yeah, okay.
They just go hand in hand for me. It's hard to split them two. It really is.
That's a tough one though.
That's a really grim fucking double feature if you want to be depressed for the rest of the night, but still great films. Yeah.
Well, man, I guess we'll come on to Body Puzzle, 1992, or Mysteria, or Puzzle Mortal. Or
it has got a few,
or you could even call it Body Parts ripoff.
It actually did rip off that film. Yeah, apparently in a couple
I remember
of scenes.
Body Parts though. Like I remember when that came out. I watched that fucking movie a lot. Believe it or not.
Right.
Back in 91, right?
Yeah. I've not seen it, but I did read up on it.
Oh shit, you never seen it?
No. Has that got Jeff Fahey, I think, in it?
I don't know the actor's name. The dude that played Lawnmower Man.
Right. Okay.
He's in it, and it's a weird one, but it's not exactly like this, but you could definitely see where shit was kind of lifted. Like it has to do with the organ donor, and different people that get the parts start getting killed and shit. Like.
I was thinking Pieces, like obvious as well. Like Pieces is kind of a bit of an influence, I think, with this one.
More so Body Parts, though, for sure.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll have to
No,
look into that. I'll have to watch that one.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. I really do. But
But the other titles to this, so it was called Corpora Perplexita. It was also called La Vendetta, which was the production title. And the English language production title was called Pieces of Abe, which is interesting.
okay.
So there's like 5-6 titles to this already.
And this is 5 years after Delirium. And then
Yeah.
this is the last Giallo that hit theaters anyway until 2012. Right.
That's insane when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because because Stendhal Syndrome went straight to video, I think, didn't it? I don't think that went to theater.
Right.
So yeah, that makes sense, man. Yeah.
So Luigi Cuveller is the cinematographer for this. And he's also the cinematographer for Deep Red, Lizard in a Woman's Skin, New York Ripper. I mean, that's insane to think like the same cinematographer did this. Like
He was one of the top.
and there's some really good shots in this film. Really good, especially like the bathroom toilet scene. Like
there's some great scenes in this.
that's definitely Argento inspired, right?
Oh god, yeah, absolutely. I think Lamberto Bava, he had a hand in the writing, but there's quite a few writers. There was like 4 of them, I believe.
Yeah.
What do you think of the music by Carlo Maria Cordoni? Cordoni. He did a lot, man.
Is it the classical music?
No, I think it's just the same track music.
Yeah.
The classical music I have got
the killer
written
is
down
listening to, right?
He listens to the classical music, every time he does a kill.
And it's kind of thrown off. Like I dig it though, yeah.
Yeah, there's a story behind that because part of that music there's 2 different classical musics in 2 different versions. So it's kind of like a bit weird like that.
And then you could when you're first watching it, you're like thinking, like I was thinking when I was first watching, I was like, okay, is this really a giallo? Because it's fucking showing the killer's face, right? But
right, yeah.
But there's a play in there. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it very vague. I'm not going to spoil the film. But there's a play, and it is a giallo. It really is.
And it's kind of confusing as well when you first watch it.
It's pretty original, though. Like in that way. You know what I mean? Like to actually show the killer's face, and it's still being a giallo. So
yeah, and what they do with it as well, like you say, with the storyline.
Right.
But this again has got a good cast. So the woman we mentioned earlier, Joanna Pacula, she plays Tracy Grant. She was in a couple of films that I've heard of. Was Last Gasp was one from '95, and Eye of the Beholder from 1992. I tell you, a guy who completely knocks it out the park is the detective Thomas Arana. He plays Michelle Levitt. I thought he was superb in this. Like really, like the standout actor.
Yeah, man, he's been in some big movies like Gladiator. He's been in the Suave films, The Sect and the Church. He's been in he was in Tombstone as well. And he played Frank Stillwell. So those are like, because he went on like in the late 70s, he went to Italy and did a lot of Italian stuff. And then he got kind of some breakthrough roles in America, in the early 90s and shit. But right after this film.
I was going to say, you can see the talent of the guy. He completely nails. He plays this cop who's like sleep deprived, and like I thought he was superb, man.
He was also in Martin Scorsese's controversial film, Last Temptation of Christ.
That's right. Yeah.
He played Lazarus. So in that,
he's pretty well known, like actor.
He's a damn good actor. He really is.
Oh
dude.
man, he's shining.
Have you seen The Sect?
That's the one I haven't seen.
Okay.
I've seen him in the church. I like his performance.
That opening scene with him is fucking great. And like, I don't care what people say. I dig The Sect. A lot of people don't like it. but it's
We will include that when we do Suave then, because I've
Yeah.
not seen it. It'd be a good one.
right. It gets shit on. It gets a lot of hate, but there's a lot of ambiguous, weird shit going on. You know what I mean? Like, so,
yeah. I know him basically from a church, but yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
yeah, and he plays Evan in the church in 1989. So
Okay, yeah. This is like got a who's who of some of the Giallo films. Really, you've got Gianni Poe. Everyone knows from The Psychic. He's in Cold Eyes of Death. Is probably the one I remember him the most.
you want me to give a synopsis right quick before?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay, so a psychopath is killing recipients of donated body parts transplanted from the exact same deceased donor, and leaves them for Tracy, the widow of Abe Grant, after each kill.
Yeah.
So he's
It's
keeps leaving her fucking the body parts on her, like leaves a fucking hand on her fucking
it is
front
bizarre.
door on the door knocker and shit. Like fucking
So yeah, I was just gonna set it up with the opening, but so actor in this is Francois Montagut, and he's another outstanding. I think he's superb.
He's great. I couldn't find hardly no information on him.
No, nothing, no films, or I couldn't even find no films of him in. Whether he just did this as a one-off or what have you, I don't know. But so he opens up. He's playing the piano. He plays this. He's this pianist, I should say.
Yeah.
But in the opening scene, he kind of like he's playing the piano and he freaks out. And it like jump cuts to like this scene of him driving late at night in like the pouring rain, and there's this guy comes off this motorbike, crashes and dies in kind of like it's meant to be a flashback.
Right.
But that's kind of sets up the film. But like Dirk said, you've got Tracy Grant character, Joanna Pakula, like I said, a stunning kind of actress.
Yeah,
she
Polish,
lives in this.
She's
Polish, was she? Yeah,
she's a Polish actress, and she was, like I said, a model for Vogue magazine, and like you said, I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. She got her breakthrough role because of Roman Polanski. She had like a fling with him, and then next thing you know, she gets the role in Gorky Park. It's a pretty big film from 1983.
It's well known. I've not seen it, but it is a well known.
But I recognized her from Warlock, Marked for Death, and Tombstone. She plays that role as Big Nose Kate in Tombstone. That might be her best role I've seen her in.
Okay,
she's really damn good in that. But as a lead, she's a side character though. In this, she's the lead, and I don't know, you know.
Her dialogue is she's awful in her dialogue.
I mean, it might not be her fault though. Like
no, yeah,
to be fair, right?
Yeah,
you know.
I know the guy who I just mentioned, Thomas Arano, who plays the detective. I know he was he said she was what was the word he used? She was kind of neurotic, he said when he was asked about her, that's what he said. She was neurotic.
Yeah.
But she plays this like woman whose her husband has been killed. She's like a widower. But we got to come into just the opening shot. You know, like I said, I set it up with the car crash, with the motorbike crash. But this guy goes into this shop to buy a box of chocolates.
Oh, yeah.
And he ends up killing this fucking shopkeeper. Oh, man. It's just, that comes from nowhere as well.
It looks like one of them old school candy shops, right?
Yeah. Because he goes up together. He goes
like
up
something
the
like
ladders.
You see in Willy Wonka or something.
Yeah. That scene, the way he attacks that fucking shopkeeper comes from comes out of nowhere, man.
Right.
He's this complete psychopath. But he his thing as well. He keeps breaking into this Tracy Grant's house. And like Dirk said, he's leaving fucking body parts from the murders he does the night before, I presume.
Yeah.
And what do you think of her house as well, with a fucking indoor swimming pool? It is.
Yeah,
crazy,
it's got a damn atrium.
Yeah, man, it's
women
it's
area and shit.
crazy.
Like, it's a beautiful house too, man. Because me being a painter, I'm always looking at the background of shit, right?
Yeah,
In these films, and I see like these. That must have been an old. I can't see that being like sets made. That had to be somebody.
No, that was probably one of the top producers at the time.
Right.
Someone in the film business, like lent them the house.
Really nice architecture, fucking old.
And her parents' house later on in the film as well. It's like this fucking huge mansion. Like, it's incredible.
But then it's got parts of the house that's like modern, right? It looks real modern type.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a backstory with the house. I don't know if you know, right? So the owner of the house, the big house we see at the, her parents' house towards the end, he was actually killed his wife. So he was on house arrest during the making of this film, and they borrowed the house.
Damn.
And what he used to do, and I presume this house has been in a few films, he would let them come in because he was entertained by it all, by watching them make this film. So I thought that was interesting. He was actually a killer as well, which is crazy, man.
Damn, that's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. But so that Michelle, she basically, the girl, Joanna Pakula's character, she finds an ear in the fridge on this, from the first kill with the shopkeeper, and things just get fucking bizarre as they go from then on in, really.
There's I mentioned to you off stream, like before we got on here.
Yeah.
But there's there's a cemetery scene where everybody's at the cemetery, and there's a cemetery worker, and they say his name, and they say Mario Fulci, and that's like big time. Like, I was like, holy shit, because Fulci absolutely praised Mario. Wow.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, that was probably the only one he would praise, to be honest.
He really, really praised the shit out of him, and like I'm sure so many did, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's definitely a nod to that. Absolutely.
I thought that was cool as hell of Lamberto or whoever did that. Like, whether it be I didn't even mention the producers are Mario and Petro Bregni. PAC production company, Produzione Atlas Consorziate. Butchering the shit out of that.
I'm glad you said that one.
But anyway, it's the last film that they made, and they also produced $5 for an August Moon back in 1970. So
that's crazy, man. They were really easy to work with as well. Lamberto Bava was saying.
What do you think about the psych doctor in this, though? She easily just gives up the fucking information. Like, you know what I mean? And that's played by Erica Blanc.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Do you know what, right? So I was watching it again this week. Right. And I completely didn't recognize her. And then I went back and I was looking at my notes.
Right.
And then once you're looking for her, you can kind of tell, but she's changed so much, like, over the years. But yeah, I mean, I was blown away because you've got her, like, you've got a guy called Bruno Corazzari, who's kind of well known. He plays Professor Brusco. He turns up in The Black Cat, The Psychic, Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man, Puzzle. I could go on and on. Right. But I'm going to mention one of the scenes with the woman in the toilet.
Oh, yeah. Which is
fucking insane, man. Insanely
good. That's got to be a nod to Blowout.
Yeah, it is. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. The scene in Blowout?
Yeah, with John Lithgow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. There's
But it's also, you see, like, the technique of Argento, like that shot coming from the toilet, like the water.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's insane. The way the killer traps, like, basically ties her hands, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then fucking comes over with the mask on, and it's got like a see-through mask on. And he chops her fucking right hand off and then mutilates her chest, I believe, or her body afterwards. It's insane. It's insane. But then you're seeing all this. You know who the killer is at this point. Well,
Yeah.
you kind of know who the killer is at this point.
You think
But
you know.
you think you know. Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. It plays the killer's identity, right?
It does. Yeah, yeah.
So
And
that's what's brilliant about it. I think. Like
I thought it was kind of confusing at one point the first time I saw it, but once you go back and watch it again and you realize
I think it's pretty slick and pretty original though. Like
it's definitely original, yeah.
I can't think of another film that does that, you know.
No, absolutely.
You know?
We gotta mention Giovanni Lamberto Radici as well.
Yeah, this is like a, you know,
very
hello,
memorable.
hey, how you doing, buddy? Ain't seen you in a while. Like, you know.
Yeah. And he plays it with an English accent as well, which fucking blew my mind when I was watching it.
Right.
Like very proper English accent. Like it's insane. But he plays Maraji, and he's the man who identified Abe's body at the beginning. This guy Abe, he lived with him, but there was kind of this. So this character is gay, and we all know Lamberto Radici was gay in real life.
Right.
But what it is with the Abe character as well, we learn that he had this kind of secret sex life where he would bring men and women back to this place, and he would, you know, fornicate with them, I presume, and what have you. So there's kind of a bit of sleaze in that respect to this.
Kind of, not
to the Delirium level.
This is more like, I would say, this feels more like made for TV, like the way, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it does. Yeah,
because even the sex scene with the detective and Tracy, with Michael and Tracy, right? The detective and Tracy.
Yeah,
like that. It goes nowhere. Like it barely starts and then it cuts. It goes to something else. You're like, what? Damn.
Yeah, it's not there for titillation at all. This film. No. There's a really weird scene, right? I don't know if while you made of this, where the killer's in this park and he starts playing football with this little boy, and
I think that's to get you on the edge. Like you're thinking.
So you're thinking he's gonna kill the boy,
right? And then when you get to the, you know, if you really think about it, though, there's no reason he would do that. Like he's only going after people with the body parts, you know?
Right, because it's weird, isn't it? Because at first you think it's quite sinister the way he's looking at the boy, and but then he just completely like loses himself and starts playing football with him. It's fucking crazy, man. I was like, shit.
I think that's to get the audience on the edge, you know. Like, what's he gonna do? But what's he gonna do?
Yeah,
you know, because that's how I was. I was like, oh shit, was he finna kill this fucking kid?
Okay,
you know?
I didn't think of that. It didn't work that way for me, but yeah, I'd probably see that now.
Right.
Yeah, kind of the elephant in the room is this swimming pool scene. Man, that is done so well.
I gotta play a clip though.
Yeah.
So, I got some weird stuff going on here. Let's see. All right. So to me, I like that scene. I just wish they would have went for it all the way. You know what I mean? Kind of like think like Prowler. You know,
yeah.
Or something in a swimming pool, or there's so many films. You know what I mean? I just wish they would have went all the way with that one scene. Because other scenes they go all the way, like the cutting the fucking arm off, goes in the toilet. That's fucking cool as shit. But
I guess, like,
to me, this is my favorite scene of the whole damn thing.
This is the one that everyone remembers. Put it that way. Yeah.
And so the killer is he's going in, and there's a classroom with a teacher, and all of these kids in there are blind. So a class full of blind children.
It's insane. Yeah.
But yeah, check this out. So it's just like, I didn't realize like at first that they were all blind, you know. So I was like, why are they still all laughing and happy and shit? But they don't.
Because they're playing the tape. They think it's part of the tape, I presume. And
Yeah.
so just to set that up, the school teacher had basically had like a transplant of her corneas of her eye,
Yep.
or both of her eyes. And yeah, I mean the motive to the killer in this is great. That guy is psychotic. He fucking plays it so well, I
Yeah.
think. But I was just going back to the swimming pool scene with I don't think it's giving anything away to say, you know, this guy, he basically castrates this man in a swimming pool, this swimming kind of lifeguard, I presume. And it's fucking great. To me, it's like standout scene. But I do love that school.
I think
school
that
teacher
that
as
one I
well.
just showed is the one, like for me anyway. Like the whole, just that's a mean, nasty idea. Like in front of all these children, and they can't see the shit, but they, you know, in their minds, they're having a good time, and they think that, you know, she's got something playing. She's got like a tape playing and shit or something. But
And the way the blood goes over that one
and
boy,
it splatters on the kid's face, and he's just like I
yeah,
don't know,
it's
man.
fucking great.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
yeah,
to me that's the one. But I don't know.
No, I can see that. For me, it's a swimming pool, but this one
Okay.
is not far behind.
Okay.
It's not far behind, man. But
Hold on, let me catch the chat. We got
yeah, go on.
Let's see. Synth, let me make sure I'm not missing nothing. Synth says quick response. Yes, please check out my channel of original synth tunes, jams, come overs, and gear demos. Some travel vids too. I also have a Bandcamp site called Paranema. Buy again. Awesome, man. Hell
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I
I'll
highly
definitely
respect
check
that
that
shit
out.
too, man. Anybody like, yeah, that takes real talent to do that kind of shit, man. Yeah, hell yeah, it's cool. Ultraviolent says, so y'all check out Synth Addict's channel, man. Ultraviolent Hippie says, please hit the spoiler alert towards the end of Body Puzzle. I've got to hear y'all's takes on it and to see if y'all can make sense of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Ultraviolent says, I haven't seen a lot of Jolly, but in my opinion, Body Puzzle is one of the unorthodox Giallo films of all time in the sense that the killer's the first person you see, but don't know why he does what he does.
Right. Yeah. It's it's different, I'm telling you.
Ultraviolent says, Detective Levitt is my favorite character, played by Thomas Arana. In a horror film that I've seen, his role as Michelle Suave's The Church is a close second.
Yeah, he's really good in The Church as well. I do actually think he's better in this.
He's a damn good actor.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Body Puzzle might be LamBava's most stylish Giallo film, cinematography-wise. There are some really good shots. Hell yeah.
I think this and Delirium are both stylish.
Right.
It's kind of hard to split them two.
He also says, in my opinion, LamBava leads us to believe that the killer was going to kill the kid. Yeah, definitely.
That completely bypassed me, but yeah.
That's what it was.
I
mean, it's to get you on the edge. Like you're thinking, okay, this is a psychopath. Like, what's he finna do with this to this kid, you know? Ultraviolent says, I love the swimming pool scene. No blood, just style. And it
is great.
I dig it. It's just I kind of wish there was blood. I don't know. I just feel like
it's just the way he fucking swims underwater as well with the knife, man. It's just so cool. Creepy. So creepy.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how far you want to go with spoilers. I know Ultraviolet Hippie wants to know what we think. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of confused by don't get me wrong, I know all the story and I've been over it and that I don't know whether it kind of works for me.
The motive is weird, and I'll go ahead and I'll hit the spoiler now. So
yeah.
So yeah, we're spoiling this, but I got to make it official because that's what we do.
Mother, this cloth smells of death.
right. Shit.
So where'd you start with trying to like work this one out, right? So the whole thing with I don't know where to start. So you got Abe, right?
Yeah.
This guy, he's going around, he's collecting body parts of these, basically these people who
You got
kinda
Abe
got
and you got Abe and then the other guy is Tim, right?
Tim, yeah, I think that's the brother of the leading lady, the
No,
leading
Abe
woman.
is.
Oh, Abe is the brother. That's what I mean. That's why
That's
it
what
gets a
gets
bit
confusing
confusing.
because the obituary says Abe.
Yeah.
So that to me is a fuck up.
That's what I was thinking. Or
I just think
I
it's a
thought I
fuck
was
up.
going mad when I
But
seen that.
also it if you pay attention to the psychiatrist scene, right?
Yeah.
So this whole time you're thinking, at a certain point of the film, you start thinking, okay, these two dudes were lovers, right?
Yeah.
But when you get to the psychiatrist where Erica Blanc was, she says that they weren't. She says they were like brothers. But
Right. Yeah.
but the one like Abe was just super fucking jealous of Tracy.
Right.
And
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The way I
don't know if that works.
It
I
does
can't
not make a fucking lick of sense to
I don't
me.
think that works. So like that'd be like me being jealous of my brother of his wife. You know, like how's that fucking work? You know, like I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense. It really, like, I've gone over it a few times as well.
Yeah. Rad was the brother's name, but I thought it was Tim too. Like Rad was like the nickname, but I thought his name was Tim and
who
Abe.
the fuck got killed at the start of the film in the motorbike?
So it's supposed to have been
Abe. That's supposed to have been Abe.
I thought it was Abe because that's what the obituary said. But then when she's talking to the detective, they're like talking about. She's like, "You thought that this was Abe?"
Right.
And the obituary is on that picture, so that don't even make any fucking sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. I thought that. Ultraviolet Hippie, give us your thoughts, man. And
It says Rad was the brother's name, but yeah, like, but his name was Abe too. I thought like Rad was.
So the brother died in the motorbike accident, I presume. Eh?
No, because she didn't have her lover anymore, right? She didn't have her husband anymore. Her husband died.
Yeah.
She's a widow. Her brother is the fucking killer.
That's right. Her brother's the killer and not this Timothy guy. Yeah.
But her brother, I thought, was Tim. Her brother's Abe, and Tim is her widow. I mean, her dead husband.
It is that confusing, though, isn't it? You've got to admit.
I think they fucked up. I mean, they had to. Why would they put that obituary where it says Abe? You know, maybe I'm missing something. But
no, I've seen it the same way.
Right. I think that they just fucked up, to be honest. Like, I mean, I need to read more onto it. Like
Ultraviolet Hippie, do you agree with us or disagree? Like, let us know.
Yeah. That's just how I see it. Like, I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the end all know all of every fucking thing.
You gotta disband all disbelief with these films, right? What do you think about when the killer's hiding in the fucking freezer? That's could never fucking work in real life.
Yeah. Well,
that is crazy.
Depends on how long, like, and why would you
fucking frozen to death? Waiting.
Yeah, but you'd have to know that somebody's fixing to come by there or something. Maybe for a few minutes.
But he's still like he's putting his life in his own hands.
But he's a psycho
gambling on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes no sense. I mean, I love the jump scene, but
yeah.
He doesn't even look that cold, and
right.
I don't know, man. It's again, you've gotta take it with a pinch of salt.
Ultraviolet says the opening scene of the killer thinking of Abe's motorcycle accident at the beginning leads me to believe that they were lovers, especially after what Radici's character tell us about Abe's paradise. But
see, that makes sense to me.
I mean, I get that, but why did the psychiatrist say what she said? Said that they weren't.
Maybe she didn't know. Maybe, yeah.
But why would they even put that in the fucking movie? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
exposition that's revealed after we're thinking something else with what Radici says. You know, I
It's a
don't know.
strange one, man.
It's fuck, man. It's a mind fuck, really. You think like there's certain things.
There's not many Jallos that confuse me, but
Yeah,
this one did. I gotta be honest.
I think like I mean I'm gonna go back now. I'm gonna make it a personal mission, and pay close fucking attention. But I could have sworn because the detective says why because he's bitching at her about why would you put the obituary in
Yeah.
that picture, and she's like, you know, I don't know.
I'm sure that's what threw me as well. That's what threw me off as well a little bit.
She's like, you thought this was Abe, or like I don't know. I need to see it again now. Now that's fucked my head up. Now I got to go back and watch it.
No, I mean we can go back and watch it on a future stream. We can bring
Yeah.
it up for like 10 minutes and say if we've got a difference of opinion or
Right.
But
I
yeah,
must have missed something, man. Like I don't know.
well maybe I did as well then because I'd
Yeah.
only seen it. I only seen it once before tonight's
Okay.
show. So
He says, Ultraviolence says, the way I look at the twist is that Joanna Pacula met Timothy Bell after the real Abe died because a doctor says at one point that Tim Bell sacrificed his identity to become Abe.
oh man, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really got to go back and check it out again because
Yeah.
there's just a couple of little parts that don't.
It's just a bit convoluted.
Plot holes, like, with the psychiatrist, Erica Blanc's character, saying that they were like brothers. She's like, no, they weren't lovers. They were more like brothers. And then that part of it, and then the part with the detective bitching at Tracy about why would you put that obituary in that picture?
Yeah, man. I'll have to go back and
yeah. I'm gonna make it. I'm making it a personal mission though. I'm gonna figure it out pretty soon. So, because it's bugging the shit out of me right now. I ain't gonna lie. So.
But with regards to like the classical music, so what it was is Cal Orff's "O Fortuna" from Camilla Burana. That was the music that was used in the Old Spice ads, and there was kind of like a copyright thing with it going on, so they changed the music.
Yeah,
in the version I've seen,
yeah.
I think we've got the original proper music in the version I've seen, which is this way. I've not opened the DVD, so I don't know if that's got the other same track.
Okay, well, I watched the one that's on YouTube, so I can't vouch on that one.
Yeah, I presume that's the Old Spice, isn't it? Ads, the one that they use.
Okay.
But yeah, so we've got like the body parts that Dirk mentioned is definitely an inspiration.
Texas says,
go on.
Texas says, thanks for the stream, Dirk and Darren. See you soon. Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for dropping by, Tex.
Yeah.
Always good to see Tex in the chat.
Hell yeah, man. Take care, man.
But this was reissued in kind of like a PG level version. That was the one that was called Mysteria, which I'd be interested to see what they cut, really.
I mean, I'd go check it out. I would check it out just because I'm stupid, nerdy like that. I
do like seeing different cuts, even like TV cuts.
Even like Tenebrae's Unsane cut and shit,
Yeah, I do. Like Phenomena as well. It's got like the Creepers cut. Yeah.
International. You got Fat Pig the Conqueror in here. What's going on? He says, just got home. He says, what's up, Dirk and Darren in chat? What's happening, man?
What's up, man? I got to apologize to him for last week because I kind of got mixed up and I was calling him Kenneth when Kenneth is Ultra Violent Hippie.
Okay.
So I just got to put that out there. So if he was confused last week, I'll just tell him why.
Okay. Well, Kenneth is saying, so she was really married to Tim Bell, but he thought that he was Abe at the time. In my opinion, it's one of the convoluted and confusing twists to a genre film. Yeah,
but what he says there makes sense, but it is still, it's trying to wrap your head around that in one viewing is like,
Right.
man, I would imagine you need 2 or 3 or maybe
So
4.
it kind of is ambiguous if you like, depending on who you want to believe, Radici's character or the psychiatrist. But
Yeah,
the psychiatrist seems like the more plausible one I would believe because she was dealing with the psychotic motherfucker, right?
yeah.
I don't know.
It's
But it's weird that she just gives up that information too without like a subpoena. Like usually
Right.
doctors and psychiatrists don't reveal shit to nobody unless you got, you know, confidentiality, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But
That's
was he
kind of a
kind
plot
of
hole in a way, but
was he having sex with Giovanni Lamberti Radici's character as well?
I don't know.
Because I kind of got that vibe as well. That maybe I don't know. It's good that it's got talking points. It doesn't take away anything from the film for me, though. My enjoyment of it,
Yeah.
I will say that, because some of these Jallos are just fucking batshit crazy anyway, and it kind of adds to it. And maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't really fucking want to know everything and just
Right.
leave it. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can
Yeah,
just
like-
throw it on and not get
Yeah,
too
that
deep
one
with it.
that one there though has still got me twisted up. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out. See.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know, or maybe I'll go back as well and we'll do it, like do
Right.
10 minutes on it, so to speak.
Yeah.
In terms of ratings, man, so we can rate all 3 like together if you want, like which one you thought was the best, because we both said Delirium anyway, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did you like this more than You'll Die at Midnight?
They're probably dead even. 6.5.
They are dead even for me as
About
well.
6.5
7.
out of 10 for me for this.
Okay, yeah, both 7s for me. So you
Okay.
got 2 7s and an 8.
Mhm.
Ultraviolent Hippies just put his rating in there as well.
Yeah, he says, in my opinion, Body Puzzle is a confusing but insane and fascinating Giallo film. I give it a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10.
I
Okay.
can see that totally, because it
Yeah.
for all its convoluted, plot and all that, man. It from like the start to the end is just entertainment.
Yeah.
All 3 of these. I mean, I was never bored on any of them.
No, they're very entertaining. I'll say that.
Edge
sure.
of the seat type stuff as well in places. Not so much Delirium, but yeah, the other 2. Yeah. I can't wait to do another one, man, on Lamberto Bava, because there's tons of stuff really we need to watch. But I will say, A Blade in the Dark is above these 2, though. Yeah.
Do what?
These 3. A Blade in the Dark is definitely above these 3, though. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, definitely, it's his best. It's his best Giallo, for sure.
Absolutely.
But it's so weird to me that he's not a fan of the genre. So
I couldn't believe that when you said that, man.
blew my mind finding that out. Like reading the actual quote where he quoted that shit, like saying that it's repugnant to see a female get stabbed. Like, I don't know. It's just like, okay,
That's insane when you think of the films he made.
Right.
That's just fucking insane.
But
yeah. That's Lamberto Bava, man.
Yeah, I mean, kinda. It's some.
Oh, we still got stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty more to cover on Lamberto Bava, man. We got to do the demons at some point. We got to do Macabre, right?
Yeah, there's one he's done as well in the 90s, a Giallo called Eyewitness.
Mm-hmm.
That's one I wouldn't mind Dirk seeing as well. So, The Torturer, which was mentioned earlier in the chat. So there's 2 or 3 at least more, It won't be for a while, but we will do it.
We got to cover some of the stuff he liked that he actually loved doing too, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so next week, man, we're gonna be covering some Mario Bava, the father, on the Euro Crypt, and we're covering Kill Baby Kill, 1966, Lisa and the Devil, 1973, and House of Exorcism. You get a little bonus.
Yeah, a double review. Yeah,
you get a little bonus review with that, and then the last one is Shock, 1977, which you could argue Mario Bava and Lamberto Bava. You know,
Yeah, all
because
three of them interesting, man.
Mario was pretty sick, pretty in bad health, like during shock. So
I think it's more of a Lamberto film, but we'll cover it and we'll like
he
get
definitely
into
wrote.
all that.
He definitely did the screenplay of Shot. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
But
man.
no, it's been a good one, man. I've enjoyed
Yes,
this.
I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed digging into these, and yeah, I hope to get proper releases of these too. You know,
Oh man, yeah, I'm definitely getting that 4K Delirium.
the Delirium's
Um,
got the good. It's got I mean, this is a decent Blu-ray already, but
yeah,
then
but can you imagine that in 4K, man? It's
we
gonna
got the
look
4K
fucking great.
from VS. So
Imagine the lights and oh man, that's gonna
oh
look
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
This one definitely needs to be like there's nothing on here actually. There's a couple of interviews, I believe, but they're in the booklet. They're not even on the. Do you know what I mean? They're not even on the like in video form.
Okay.
So, but
Kenneth says, thanks for covering these. In my opinion, they don't get enough recognition. Yeah, man.
yeah,
No
and he
problem.
did. Like Kenneth asked me going back, like
Right.
I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago to cover Lamberto.
Yeah.
And I know he wants us to cover Michel Suavi at some point as well, which we'll do definitely. But it's always good to have him in the chat, man. He's a wealth of
man. I
information.
appreciate everybody in the chat and appreciate everybody checking this out in the future. You know, this might be 30 years from now. You know, like we're gonna be some old bastards then.
I mean, I'm not gonna be here. I'm pretty sure. I'm definitely sure of that. But yeah.
Let's see. Ultraviolet says, "What's y'all's favorite and least favorite film out of the 3 y'all covered from LamBava tonight?" Oh man, that's hard, really, because I liked all 3 of these, man.
I think Delirium for sure is the best.
Delirium's the best for sure out of these 3.
The other 2 are close, but I would say You'll Die at Midnight comes in second for me. So Body Puzzle would be third.
For me too. Yeah, You'll Die at Midnight. There's some really good shit in there, like some good schlocky kills and some good stalking.
I love the Argento like nods in that. I really do. I think, it's a complete. It's kind of like a Blueprint Giallo as well. I know it's like shocky, like you say, but the
original, but you know, except for the Scooby-Doo ending. But you know, I still forgive it. Both are confusing as shit if you think about it. Like, I mean, I'd say Body Puzzle's more confusing though. Like,
I think the backstory in You'll Die at Midnight with the Trebo serial killer is great.
Right.
The acting not so much as we mentioned earlier, but you're not going to get good acting in most of these really, and the ones who are good, they do kind of stand out. But yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in, checking us out. If you dig the content, I'd say hit that sub button. If you don't like the content, tell me how shitty we are in the comments. You know, everything helps. So that's
always cool. Up for like constructive criticism.
Right. Yeah.
No, seriously, and any ideas for future streams? If you can like share this with your friends who you think might be interested and kind of everything's appreciated. Trying to get our love for these films like out there. And I'm enjoying doing these, man.
Yeah, man.
Time's flown since we started doing these. It's like a year and a half, I believe. So
yeah,
but let's hope for another few more years at least.
Longer, we're gonna keep doing it until we can't. That's the way I see it.
Exactly. Until we cover every single Giallo film ever made. That's the plan.
Yeah.
So,
and then we'll have to get into the Gothic.
Oh yeah. Anything and everything Italian, man. Even the Pisteschi we're gonna be doing. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here. I just gotta do a couple little things right quick.
Apple, it's slippery. No, don't worry, friends.
That shit never gets old.
It doesn't, man.
Yeah. No. Yeah, man. Just we're gonna get out of here though, man. I could do this shit all night. My bad, y'all. But yeah, I had a good time, man. Y'all take care.
Have a good one, guys. Catch you later.